You want to master your sense of purpose. Kudos to you, but do you know where to begin? Before I point you in the direction of where you can begin to master your sense of purpose, I want to say a couple of things. Any attempt to master your sense of purpose means that you have to have that sense of giving service, because you cannot master your sense of purpose in isolation to only yourself, divorced from your ability to find people and serve people at the highest level. And there are multiple ways in which you can go about doing this. You can provide service, you can fulfill purpose by positioning yourself to be a doctor, a lawyer, a business consultant, a debt mitigation specialist. There are endless approaches in which you can use to master your sense of purpose. Now that I've gotten this out of the way, let me come to some points that we have highlighted. Over the last two podcasts, I have clearly stated that any attempt to master your sense of purpose begins with one, you positioning yourself to become a master connector. And we examine four important areas in which you can master connection. You want to connect with a supportive community and mentors and coach and sponsors. Why is this important? At the right time, we're going to go do a deeper dive into this, but go back to lesson one in this series and you will get some more information. We also went on to look at mastering your MVO. Again, if you want to master your sense of purpose, you have to have a mindset of giving service. And one of the best ways to give service is to ensure that you have something to give in the first place. So when you master your MVO, your minimum or most viable offer, it positions you to have something of substance, something of value that is relevant to people's dreams, hopes, and aspirations. And there's where perfect alignment takes place. So you can build your MVO in multiple of ways. We talked last about becoming a capital market specialist, but you can also become a 6, 7, and 9-figure brand specialist. And this is really helping rising stars in business to start and scale this 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. That's a strong MVO. And that's helping people to fulfill their dream. That is purpose in of itself. So I want you to reflect and look back at the last two broadcasts to really get a deeper understanding of what I said in those two broadcasts. Today, I want us to talk about the importance of service mastery. And if you don't understand the importance of service mastery, you have a gap in your journey to live and lead what we call that purpose-driven life, to master your sense of purpose. Again, it makes a whole lot of sense to master your sense of self, to master your sense of purpose, and to master your sense of direction. This is what allows you to be anchored. And being anchored in this position of strength is what sets you up to attract success in all aspects of your life. So let's get back to service mastery. What exactly am I saying here? Of course, we talk about mastering a sense of purpose. And how do you bring yourself to that point to feel and know that you're fulfilling your purpose right here, right now on planet Earth? You have to understand service mastery. And let me begin by unlocking this. I've written a book many years ago. And one of the first things I introduced to that book is that people can never grow beyond their sense of self. But what are the first steps that you need to take to find your sense of self and to find your sense of purpose? It begins by giving yourself in service. Service mastery is saying to you that you need to give yourself in service. I'm not saying to you go study and become a lawyer, doctor, an engineer, a business consultant, and give away your service for free. There's alignment in all of this. But you have to have substance in order to give yourself with relevance in service. Your substance lies in your MVO, your minimum or most viable offer, your maximum viable offer. But you have to give yourself in service. If you don't give yourself in service, you don't feel that sense of purpose. You don't feel that sense of joy and happiness and excitement and self-fulfillment. You feel that sense of emptiness. And when you feel that sense of emptiness, you're not motivated to push forward. You want to feel emboldened and empowered, and finding service, giving yourself in service is one way that's going to set you up to attain that level of success. So understanding service mastery is vital. As you think about giving yourself in service, there are many ways in which you can build your substance up so you can give yourself away in service. Giving yourself away in service comes right back to your MVO. If you have nothing to give, you can't give anything. You can only give what you have. So you want to focus on your MVO so you can give it all away, not for free, right? This is the type of mindset that you want to have, build substance, and then give yourself in service. What I've learned and what our community has experienced is that when you lose yourself in service, let me begin again. When you give yourself in service, when you lose yourself in service, it is the key that unlocks purpose. It is the key that unlocks self-fulfillment. It is the key that unlocks joy, happiness, and excitement for life. So these are techniques that I want you to apply. I want you to test them out. I want you to try them out because I want you to be a self-fulfilled leader. I want you to be a purpose-filled, a purpose-driven leader, not the one that is feeling empty. You're not doing it because you have to do it. You're not doing the things that you're supposed to do because you have to do it. You're doing the things that you're doing because it has dual purposes. You're touching and transforming the lives of people. You're impacting people's lives. You're making people's lives better. But at the same time, it is giving you joy, happiness, and excitement. It is giving you a sense of fulfillment, a sense of accomplishment. And when you do it right, it is positioning you to build wealth like a pro. As I said at the beginning, I'm about business, and I'm not telling you to build your MVU and give yourself in service, lose yourself in service, and lose all your value in the process. It's a dual process. You give and you receive. You receive and you give. What I've learned, what our community has learned, is that purpose and self-fulfillment pushes you forward. And that's the whole objective of doing what I'm doing here, is to provide you with a content of information that's going to push you forward in life, push you forward as you set out to start and scale that 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, push you forward as you position yourself to build wealth. When you feel that strong sense of purpose, that strong sense of fulfillment, it can only do one thing, push you forward. But when you feel that sense of emptiness, you're fighting, you're doing everything that you need to do. Yes, you might be touching people's life, but then you don't feel purpose in doing what you're doing. You feel that sense of emptiness. And that's why so many successful people do a whole lot, cut their life short. In conclusion, I want to say this. Any attempt to position yourself to build wealth, any attempt to position yourself to start that 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, it ultimately stands on the shoulder of how you see yourself. The way you see yourself is ultimately influencing the decisions that you're making, the steps that you're going to be taking or not taking in your life to position yourself for greatness. And you owe it to yourself to commit the time, talent, and resources to really understand what we're saying here. You want to master your sense of self. You want to master your sense of purpose. And you want to master your sense of direction. If you can't master these three things, you are compromised. And the last thing that you want to do or to be is in that place of compromising your dreams and hopes and aspirations. It means that you can't do the things that you want to do for yourself. You can't do the things that you want to do for your loved ones because you're compromised. You don't have a strong sense of self. You don't have a strong sense of purpose. You don't have a strong sense of direction. You deserve to have all of these things. And when you want to learn more, I encourage you to come join us. Be part of our community. Be mentored and coached and supported by our community. You want to start a 6, 7, and 9-figure brand? We got money for you, my friends. We got a supportive community for you, my friends. And we got the information that's going to literally transform the way you see life. So I trust you would have enjoyed today's program. So we have just concluded the second part of our discussions. We say any attempt to master, position yourself to build wealth. 3 things you need to master: your sense of self, your sense of purpose, your sense of direction. You have just finished your sense of purpose. In our next 3 series, we're going to be looking at how to master your sense of direction. What is your sense of direction? And are you anchoring that sense of direction? Join me in the next broadcast to learn more about this. Be blessed. See you in the next broadcast.
Gary Thompson, the sales communication professional, best-selling author and private equity investor, says, master the client conversion ladder and optimize your business success. He continues, many rising stars in business try to get from A to Z in a split second in the client conversion journey. That approach will set you up for frustration, time, money, and effort being wasted. The alphabet has 26 letters. Each letter has great significance in words formation and in human expression. The client conversion process has many steps, and when these steps are overlooked, it negatively influences your ability to attract and communicate with the ideal client. You must invest in breaking through the know, like, and trust barriers that allow you to win in business. He went on to say, the first step in your client conversion journey begins with relationships. 1. Fill the relationship gaps. 2. Leverage relationships to overcome client rejection. 3. And position your brand to stand out in the market. Gary wants you to be successful and invites you to call us today to help you master the client conversion ladder Optimize your brand recognition and increase the cash flow of your business.